and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes and today is Saturday, which means I've already wasted half a day at work driving round in a little red van. Today is also my mum's birthday and tomorrow is Father's Day. Tomorrow I'll be going up to Northampton to visit my parents, which means I don't have loads of time this weekend to mess around with cars. Right, round the garage then. Just been joined by Fred. How you doing, mate? You all right? Who's just become a father as well, so congratulations to you. And his Mrs. Hannah, of course, on the arrival of little Frank.
He's about that big in a minute.
He'll soon grow. Fred's come round on this machine today. First time I've seen this. 600cc and it's only a twist and go. Mental. Yeah, so Fred's got quite a collection of motorbikes and a few cars as well. And he's saying that this one's definitely his favourite at the moment. Gonna vandalise it with one of my stickers, yeah? Alright, so I'm going to be having a look at MOREDOOR today because there's a bit of a knocking coming from the front driver's side suspension. But first I'm going to show you something that I've been up to during the week. Now you remember in the last video I showed you this push button start switch panel thing that Chris Denigan sent to me? Well, the other day I mounted it in the switch panel and I've got it all wired up. So yeah, really inconvenient that you now need to use two hands to start the car, but I think it looks cool. So yeah, massive thanks to Chris Denigan for sending me this. I really appreciate it. Now, what's supposed to happen when you flick this up is the switch is supposed to light up, and basically this brown wire here needs to be earthed. So I'll hold that against that screw. So yeah, I need to connect this brown wire to earth for that, but I'm also going to wire the ECU and the fuel pump up to two of these switches, and I've already got the wires hooked up to the switches ready to do that. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to basically make these switches on the earth side of the relays, which, as you'll know if you've been watching my videos, I recently mounted to the passenger side footwell. So yeah, literally where those relays are earthed, there's wires that come out of them and go to the body over here. I'm just going to run the wires so that these switches are in the circuit. So then it'll be even more inconvenient because you'll have to turn that on and two of them and then start it. Now I am planning to finish that wiring today, but I want to have a look at this suspension first. Right, so I need to get the car jacked up, but before I do that, I want to show you something that I bought the other day. Right, so up to now, I've been using these really old rubbish axle stands that I actually got with my first ever jack, which I've still got, even though it doesn't really work anymore. But yeah, these are really sort of unstable, especially when they're high, so I've been wanting to get a better set for a while. So I bought these 2-ton ratcheting draper axle stands from Toolstation for 35 quid. Yeah, they're pretty cool, rather than this old design with a pin. Now I thought these were quite good for 35 quid, but then literally the next day, Kat found these in Costco. And these are 3-ton draper ratcheting axle stands, and these were only 22 quid. Part of me wished that I didn't bother getting these ones from Toolstation, although I was going to get 2 sets, because I wanted to get 4 axle stands, so I'm glad I only got 1 set. But these ones, the lowest setting is actually 10mm lower than these ones, and obviously my cars are less than a ton, so the 2-ton ones are adequate anyway. It's good to have 4 decent axle stands for if you want to lift the whole car off the ground and take all 4 wheels off. So yeah, hopefully these are going to be sweet. So I think we'll test out the 2-ton ones today. So I don't actually have any batteries here for my impact gun, so everything's going to be manual. Right, so the other day when I was around here and I was adjusting the clutch cable, which I have to do every now and again because of whatever's going on inside MOREDOOR's bell housing, I was just checking, you know, while the wheel was on, seeing if there's any movement, see if there was like any play in the bearing or anything like that. And there was some movement, but it seemed like the shock absorber was wobbling inside the strut. And that would normally mean that the nut that is holding the shock absorber into the strut is loose. Now the front shock absorbers on this car have been swapped for Spax adjustable ones that I've got from Burton Power. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. Basically you just undo or tighten this thing at the top here to adjust the stiffness. So yeah, basically I just need to see if I can tighten the nut in there anymore. Now before I do that, I'm going to undo the top nut and just allow the shock absorber to sort of float around in there, and then there's no sort of pressure on the shock absorber. Yeah, normally I would just use the gun and basically just whiz that nut off, but because I don't have a battery I can't do that, and if I try and turn it with a socket, the whole thing's rotating, so I'm going to have to use a swan neck spanner and then put another spanner there. Something like this. Gonna end up ruining these. Alright, so can't get the nut off. I'm going to have a go at seeing if I can get to the nut in there and see if it'll move, but if I remember rightly, you have to take that nut off to do it, but we'll see. I'm going to chop these cable ties. Oh, that one was broke anyway. Yeah, I was trying to put the jack underneath this to take the strain to see if that could make it easier to get the nut off, but that didn't work either. Right, so I've got to peel this rubber boot thing back, and in there's a washer, and then below that is the nut I'm talking about. If I remember rightly, this viscous fan spanner that I've got, I've had this years, probably one of the first tools I bought. I think this was to fix the viscous fan on the standard 1300 engine that was in Esther.
The old 13E engine. Anyway,
if I remember rightly, one of these ends is the right size for that nut in there. Cat's just turned up with Winston. Alright, so I've got the spanner on the nut, and the nut is pretty mullered. We'll see if it slips or whether it moves or what. Oh, that moved a bit. It definitely moved. Now I was going to have a look at the other side as well, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I'm just going to put this back together and hopefully the knocking sound will have gone. We'll see. Alright, on to wiring the extra switches up on this panel. As I explained earlier, I've already got the wires hanging out, so the two yellow wires are coming from one of these switches and the two grey wires are coming from the other one. And then this brown wire is the wire that needs to earth to light up the light in that switch. So I've got one yellow, one grey and the brown. These all need to go to earth, so they can stay over there. And then these two wires into the relay's earth wires. I'll turn this on. I think the one with the yellow fuse is the fuel pump. Yep, when I take that out, the fuel pump turns off. Feed these wires through here to make them a bit neater. Obviously, eventually I'm going to have to put them in the plastic conduit stuff. Alright, so I've got the wires taped up along this loom now. So basically, I'm going to cut this wire here, which is the earth wire for the fuel pump relay, and connect that to this yellow wire. And then I'm going to do the same with the earth wire that's in the other relay and connect that to the silver wire. Alright, so everything's wired up now. I've got the earth wires going along here and they're attached to the body there. So now we need to test it. Ignition's on, isn't it?
Yes.
So first one, got the light on. That should be the fuel pump. Yep. And then this one should turn the light on the noders. There you go. Sweet. So yeah, that is all I've got planned. Right, so that's all I plan to mess about with the cars today. I'll find out on the way home whether that knocking noise has gone from the suspension. And yeah, now the push button start is even more inconvenient. Easy, don't blow it up yet. Can I do that to Winston now?
No.
Right, so I'm going to get packed up round here and make a move. Apparently Street Antics are doing a car meet tonight, quite local to where we are, so we'll probably pass through there later as well. You're alright, you're alright, you're alright, you're alright. The pressure. Oh! I was joking. Love you, bye. Yeah, so the knocking noise on the front suspension is still there, but it's way better. Maybe that nut needs a little bit more of a tweak. Obviously the geometry is doing all sorts of mad stuff ever since I crashed into that bollard with the cross member, and I haven't had it realigned since, so it's never going to be perfect, but there was definitely a knocking noise that was getting worse and worse and worse, you know, week on week, and it's definitely better now. So
Buon appetito.
Well, that was absolutely banging. Thanks, babe. Cat's still got one to go. Put some sriracha chili sauce on it. No. Yeah, go on, just have a little bit. Although the Peronaise has got a bit of a kick to it as well. Earlier in the video, I didn't actually show you how this is wired in, but I found a video on YouTube of a guy fitting this exact switch panel, so I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. Alright, Maud's got some V-Power. We've got a honeycomb latte. Let's go and check out this street antics, mate. Disaster. Spilt me latte down myself. Look at the state of that. Don't drink and drive, kids. If the lid on your Costa coffee don't look right, it probably ain't right.
Just squealed a little bit.
State of that. It is getting dark now, but I can't go to a car meet like that. Take two.
They're cheering you on. Hey.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think we found the queue to the meet. So hope it's not completely shut down already.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah,
How you doing? You bought another Scooby?
Yeah.
Right, so found a spot. There is a bit of a drift area here, but with Maud's clutch slipping every now and again, I don't want it to make the diff open mid-drift and then I look like an idiot. Hopefully we get some footage of some other cars doing some drifting. Right, so back home from the meet, and it was quite a good meet, quite well organised. Everyone was behaving and keeping all the madness to inside the cordoned off area. So yeah, big shout to the Street Antics team for organising a decent meet. Although it did look like it was just about to get shut down by the old Bill as we were leaving. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be visiting my parents tomorrow. Into a new day, and today I'm in Northampton visiting my parents, which means there's 2 other cars that I'm able to vandalise with my new stickers. Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Thank you.
Dad's trusty Mark 1 Focus Estate, wearing one of the new Esther stickers on this side and one of the new MOREDOOR stickers on this side. And then I've moved the old design stickers to the tailgate. And my mum's trusty Mark 2 Focus is also wearing the new and the old stickers. Huge thanks to everyone who has been purchasing the stickers. It's clear to see that you guys love them as much as I do. I really appreciate the support. Another thing I want to show you here at my parents is this, that my little brother got me for my birthday from a company called Kinetic Customs. They do like custom made tools, and my brother's actually got my name engraved in this. Yeah, really love this. Obviously won't be using it, it'll be more of a display piece, but yeah, absolutely love it. And it came with this proper decent little punch as well. My mum's just rustling up some grub, which I'm really looking forward to. But I'm going to end this video here. Before I go, I want to send another massive thanks out to Chris Denigan for sending me the push button start. If you thought this video was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new and you want to keep up to date with all my future uploads. And check the description for the links to my social media and my email address. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.